All right, so in this video, we're going to be talking about how you can upload images, whether you find on the internet or maybe you design them yourself so that you can do a print then cut. Okay, now Design Space does allow you to upload your own images, and you can find that right here under the upload images. Now when this appears, you have two options. You have the image and you have the pattern fill. Like I said, we're uploading an image so we can do a print then cut. We're going to use this option here. So you're going to go ahead and browse. I'm going to show you two variations. I'm going to show you one that is a PNG that has a transparent background, and also one that has a white background that's a JPEG. Okay, so I'm going to show you what's nice about the PNG file after we show you the JPEG. So I'm going to go ahead and browse through. Now you guys can follow along as well. I'll have this file here available for download, and you'll see it right above this video. So I'm going to go ahead and click open, and we do have three options whenever we are uploading an image. We have simple image, we have moderately complex, and then we have complex image. And I'm going to tell you this is just my personal opinion, but I would always recommend going with complex images, because if I go ahead and click simple, check out the color degradation that we have here with this pig, for example. This pig has millions and millions of colors, has shadows that I would like to keep. And when I go ahead and go down to moderately, it's not quite the same image that we originally had, but it seems to keep all of my millions and millions of colors whenever I choose complex. So I'm going to go ahead and click this little check mark. I'm going to go ahead and click continue. Now when I do, you're going to notice right away I have that white background. Okay, so that's the first thing that I need to get rid of, because if I go ahead and click the preview button, we're going to see what the cutter will actually cut, and it's going to be filled by gray here. So if we were just to accept this as is, I would click continue, and all we would get is this nice box for cutting. And I really want my cutter, I want this Cricut machine to cut around my object. So I see this mistake a lot every single time someone post the photo of why my print then cut's not working correctly from an image that I have uploaded. That's the reason. We need to edit some of this, and we need to use the magic wand. The magic wand is right here. We also have advanced options down here so that we can tweak and modify the color tolerance on how well this magic wand is going to work, because a lot of times you may use your magic wand and it may pick up too much. So if you ever do click on these objects, and it takes up too much, you can always click the undo. So as you can see, I already used the zoom in, zoom out here so we can see the full image. But with the wand selected, I'm going to keep it right here at 16. I'm going to see how well it does. And I'm going to go ahead and click the background. So like I said, the white background is what I would like to remove, so that when I click preview, I have a nice outline of my shape. So here you go. That's my outline of the shape. It looks really good. I'm going to go ahead and click preview one more time. Before I move on to this next step, I do want to show you what the color tolerance will do. So I'm going to go ahead and click undo. Now I'm going to change this all the way down to 1. Okay, that's an extreme here. And I'm going to go ahead and click the white area. I'm going to go ahead and click preview. And we're going to see some crazy spots around here. If I'm going to go ahead and zoom in here, and I'm going to scroll down, we are going to pick up some crazy little spots down here that maybe some of the image or the shadows did not trace really well, and that will affect your design. So always use the preview, see what it sees before you go and cut. So I'm going to go ahead and click undo, and when I increase that tolerance back up to the 16 where it was, if I go ahead and click the white background and I click preview, you'll notice that those spots are gone, and now we have a nice trace. So those are some tips when you're dealing with JPEGs and you're using the magic wand. If you did have some stray ones over here, you could always use the erase tool as well. So with that selected and everything looks good with the preview, I'm going to go ahead and click continue. Now, we do have two options here as well, and this is where I see a lot of mistakes as well. People will go ahead and click over here and then go to save. Well, this will only give us the outline. We want to be able to print this and then cut it. And so when you click this, it's not only going to save the underneath file, the color, but it's going to save the cut lines that go with it. So that's why this little printer icon says save this as a print then cut. And like I said, I always recommend if you're ever going to import something that you plan on printing, you're going to have to go ahead and click this. And then, of course, I'm going to go ahead and we'll name it XO Pig. I'm going to go ahead and hit save. So now that we have our pig saved, and it's saving right now to our account, you can see that it's uploaded. And in order to place it on our mat or on our virtual display here, I'm going to go ahead and check mark it, and I'm going to go ahead and click insert. So now we have our image. All you have to do is resize it. And then once you have it to the size that you wish, all we're going to have to do is click go. Now, another thing that I always see people that say, hey, my image looks very funny on this mat, does not look the same as what I had. Well, if you check under here, this may be closed for you. More mat settings. It's the bleed, okay? So if I uncheck the bleed, we'll see our normal image. If we click bleed, we'll see the bleed. And I recommend also having the bleed on, because this will help you not have any white space, just in case your cutter is just a little bit miscalibrated. This will help protect you and save your print and save you from wasting more time with your print then cut. So that's all we have to do in order to set up with our image anyway for that. But I do want to show you the difference real quick with the JPEG and the PNG file that has a transparent background. Now, if you remember, I'm going to go ahead and go back to upload image. I'm going to go ahead and go to this and browse. And like I said, I'm going to use the PNG file. Okay. And with the PNG selected, I'm going to go ahead and click open. So if you remember before, we had a white background. Now this one does not have a white background. It has what they call an alpha transparency. So when I go ahead and click this little green check mark right here, like I said, I'm always going to go to complex image. I'm going to hit continue. We no longer have to click the background. Remember, we had to use that magic wand and click. So if you ever buy a design, or you have, you find something on the internet, see if they have a PNG of it and have a transparent background, because it will save you tons of time and frustration when it comes to cutting this out. So as you can see, I did not have to use the magic wand, and I think I got a better trace from this than I did when I had it as a JPG file with that white background, okay? So of course, we can always click continue, and we can save it that way, okay? So that's how we do it. That's how you can import your own images for the print then cut. And just like Cricut says, you are able to upload not only PNGs but JPEGs, but you can do GIFs and bitmaps. And those are the image type files that you can import to Cricut Design Space. And it's going to be the exact same thing whenever we're trying to deal with a print then cut.